Alright, good morning everybody. Welcome back to the show. I am your charming self-proclaimed yet still humble host Mukluk. Today we are once again jumping back into the wonderful world of Guild Wars 2, which is Tyria, by the way. Did you know that? Hello there. Welcome back, one and all. Yes, it is Guild Wars 2URSDAY. Just like, you know, every Thursday, except most of them. And we are back on the...
morning.
Wait, am I on EU servers? I don't know what servers I'm on. Hang on a second. Yeah, I'm on EU. We got healthcare right now. Let's do it. Jumping back into it now. Happy chocolate Sonic morning. What's up, Sheila? Thank you. Also, who's that? Das Now Dog. Thank you for the raid. Appreciate that. Guild Wars 2 on a Thursday. Yes. Today is the last day of the drops on the Twitch side of things. So I imagine that, you know, it's gonna be good. So gonna do Guild Wars 2 today, and then we'll be back on our normal schedule tomorrow. Yeah, for anyone who has not gotten them, you still have time. The drops are going until end of day today. And even if you haven't started, it takes a total of, I believe, 5 hours to get all the free stuff if you want it. If not, that's fine too. Sell all that junk. There we go. Did they say when they were going to announce the elites? What was the last news I heard about that? Alright, I think the last news I heard about the elite specs was from this post.
Can't wait to get my Asura plush to add another image to the collection. Hee Mukluk dancing, Mukluk dancing, Mukluk dancing.
Thank you, Landon. I believe this was the last news they said. Let's see. Did you call it? Mesmer Troubadour, Elementalist Evoker, and Thief Antiquary elite specs were revealed in the announcement trailer for Guild Wars 2 Visions of Eternity. Starting next week, dive into 3 new specs weekly. 3 new specs weekly, with news on Wednesdays and live streams on Fridays at noon Pacific time. So this coming Wednesday and Friday, we get news on Mesmer, Ellie, and Thief, and then the next Wednesday, Friday, we get news on the next 3, I guess. I believe that's the next stuff. Friday next week, I think. Yeah. So maybe we'll get like a write-up or something on Wednesday, or like a little trailer, and then Friday we get like a stream with more info. I don't mind the weekly dives, but they should have released all the names, IMO. Chimeras, I agree with you. They did that whole countdown thing, and it, like all of this. 3 days until we don't tell you what this is. 1 day until we don't tell you what this is, and then the day before, place your wagers, the final reveal of the elite specs looms. This yeah, they didn't say we're telling you tomorrow, but this really implied that they were going to tell us, you know, the next day what this means, and then they didn't. So, I am both thrilled about the new expansion, and I love what they say that they're including in it, but at the same time, I do feel like they was really misleading with the way that they did those teasers. That was really misleading. But, you know, we got what we got. So, whenever I find something new, I tell you guys. I'll share it with you. Hey, Mike Chad. Hey, Emily, what up? Can't believe they actually leaked on the Yours. Yeah, we don't... yeah. I saw it on accident, and I didn't want to see it, because someone else shared it on a Discord I was in. But, yeah, not going to talk about that too much. I'll just continue sharing what's been shared officially. Mesmer already has both boons available. Is kind of the best healer, kind of the best boon DPS, very solid power Condi. What would they give them now? Yeah, I don't know. Unless they're going to rework the boon system and take some stuff away from classes, I don't know what Bard's going to get. And I can't imagine they're going to give Bard a new buff. So, like, anyone who's been around a while remembers when Ranger Spirits gave a unique buff that wasn't a boon. Same with Warrior Banners. So, having every raid having a Ranger with Spirits and a Warrior with Banners was really good, because that was, like, an additional buff that you didn't get anywhere else. And I don't think they're going to give Bard a unique buff like that, because they finally, you know, it's going to be more power creep if they do. It's going to be insane if you take the best DPS in the game and give them another buff to their damage with like another, 10% increased attack or something. I don't know. Revenant Assassin's Presence. Yeah. Yep. Mesmer Strong has so much freedom in what utilities it could take. Has 2 to 3 open slots to choose from in every spec. Yeah. Whereas like I love playing Heal Scourge from time to time, but Heal Scourge I feel very locked in with the utilities. Like I can't change anything. Maybe Bard gets instruments the same style as engineering kits. Yes. Or maybe it just gets instruments like F1, F2, F3. Like, we know that one of them is like a guitar and one of them is a flute. We got a lute and a flute. Maybe there'll be a third one. Maybe they get hand drums or something. Buff Ranger, Longbow, and Greatsword. We're getting another Longbow. I'm not thrilled about that either. Again, we haven't seen what it does yet, but for a class that already has a Longbow and Shortbow, for us to be getting another Longbow, that's like, what? It's hard to get hyped about that, but we'll see what it does. I don't think Bard would get a new buff. I think it might be like Tomes. Right, and if it is Tomes, the question goes back to, what are they going to do? Played a lot of Ritualists from Guild Wars 1. Let's see what they're going to do with Guild Wars 2. Hopefully summoning the spirits, because I think that's that was most people's favorite Ritualist mechanic. Ranger looks more Falconer than Archer. Again, if it is, curious to see how it's going to work out. The last game I played with a Falconer was last Epoch, but I don't think it's going to behave like that. Long live the Arrow Cart Ranger World v World build. That was a fun build. I'm excited for Ghost Summoning. Last Epoch, Falconer was insane on launch. Yeah. Yeah. If Rev gets a Conde spec, which I probably will, I will be not that thrilled either. A lot of the Ritualist summon spirits in Cantha, so it would be similar, I think. Miss my Writ / Warrior healing in random arenas. It was a huge killer, the Ritualist. I managed to make everything alone with the Ritualist at my team. Dakin, thank you for the Prime. Appreciate you. Is anyone else having outfit change randomly when changing maps? What? Hang on. Okay, I've got a Ritualist outfit on. Lion's Arch. Hold on, I'm gonna try to replicate what you said. Didn't happen in my one test. I'm not sure what you're experiencing. What is a Dervish? What is a Dervish? A Dervish was a class that was introduced in Guild Wars 1's Nightfall expansion. They were frequently using a scythe. They would like yell prayers and war cries to their gods and get like blessings and stuff like that. They were really good at cleaving through lots of enemies. Not really sure. You know that one fractal, Twilight Oasis, where at the end there's the boss that, like, you know, channels Balthazar for a bit, and then she channels, like, Dwayna for a bit, and she channels, like, different gods and goes through different phases. So it's like fighting a Necro, then a Mesmer, then an Ellie. She's a Dervish. What isn't a Dervish at this point? I don't know. Simps for gods? Oh my gosh. There's an RNG check for outfits. Oh, there's a randomized outfits checkbox. So to the person getting random outfits, maybe you're using this. I've never used this. I forgot it existed. Let's see. Where do we get your hat again? Wizard's hat is in the gem store sometimes. Let's see. Prime until my credit card gets fixed. Just wanted to say thank you for the awesome guides and videos. Started Guild Wars a month ago. You've been a huge help. Nice. Thank you. Appreciate that. I'm glad it helped. Muck, how are you? Are you still having fun playing Guild Wars 2-3 days in a row? Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I will say, like, once again, like, I don't really know what to do with myself right now. So that's why I'm talking a lot. So you know, I don't have, like, a raid scheduled or anything like that. So I'm just, like, hanging out with you guys. I really wish that they had, yeah, this is nitpicking. I'm appreciative for the drops. I wish they had told us earlier. You know, like, hey, starting next week, we've got drops. I'd be like, oh, shoot, I could plan out some stuff. But they were just like, hey, starting now, drops. And I was like, what? So it was like, you know, very poor for planning purposes for us streamers. Yeah, they just kind of dropped it like a bombshell. Work on new fashion for specs. My fashion is fantastic. What do you mean? I'm so happy we're finally getting Leggy Aqua Breather and mad we get a ring after I went through World v World grind to get Gonflux. Don't worry, the new ring will look better than Conflux 2. Here's the thing, go, 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 yeah. They did the same sunglasses twice in a row. Did they? I don't remember what the last ones were. Show us all plushy mount skins. Show you all plushy mount skins? Wardrobe. No, not wardrobe. What am I doing? Mounts. Plush. So there's a tiger. There's a warclaw. Griffin. Skyscale. Cuckoo. That's the Springer. I don't have this. A raptor. A jackal. With a giant bell. And turtle. With a snake on top. That's it. Are the new drops still available? Yes, until end of day today. The Dervish and Twilight channels all gods except Abaddon and Cormyr. Oh. Let's see you struggle to put some homestead decor up. No, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's see. Blush Hut online? Yeah, Blush Hut's online. Let's see if I can get a group of that. Good morning, everyone. I see Monk is going through Mount Garbage again. Someone just asked to see the plushie skins a second ago. Chill. Best and cheapest way to get slabs of poultry is too expensive on the TP. I've never farmed slab of poultry. If it were me, I would go to the wiki and see where they drop and see if there's any good spots to farm it. Or you could farm gold somewhere else and then use that gold to buy it. Kai Oni says, hey Muck, hope you're doing well. The expansion hype pulled myself and a bunch of friends back after many years break. Curious if you had any plans to do any video guides or content for returning player guides or like expansion prep. I know I and a few others would love to watch that. For new and returning players, I do have a couple of guides already. I will link them both in chat. There's 2 videos in chat right now. For like new expansion prep, I mean, there's still so much we don't know. All we have right now is the name of the expansion. I will say, you know, just in general, like, oh man, what do we, oh, I'm in a heal build right now. This is not going to kill fast. There we go. You know, it's stocking up on any currencies is good, right? You know, gold, things like that. Having, you know, if you're on a new account, go ahead and working toward, like, getting mounts and stuff is nice because, you know, that makes, like, traversing the new area better. But it's not required. Like, the new area is focused on the skimmer, so there will probably be set up in such a way that even if that's the only expansion you own, you'll get the skimmer, and then with that, you can traverse most of whatever they want to throw at you. Oh yeah, hero points. You could stock up on hero points before the expansion so that when the new elite specs come out, you could immediately play one that you want to play. That's true. So like right now, how many do I have right now? I have 151 stockpiled right now. So I could partially unlock a new elite spec like immediately. So, I mean, and I have everything unlocked. Because there's enough in the world to get everything and then have leftover. Let's see. The Moa, let's see. Clarius, the Moas in the lower left areas are good to farm for poultry. They tend to spawn back rather quickly. Let's see. Is there folks doing meta? Oh, I'm on the right map even. You know what, this is going to be absolutely awful, but I have not... Wait, I was going to say I'm going to go to Greer because I've fought Decima a lot lately, but it looks like everyone's at Greer. There's like so many people at Greer and there's like none at Deci. It's Pikachu! Oh, we'll see what happens. A surplus been received. It rested on my nerd shelf atop my fitness pig. Your fitness pig. Alright, I'm glad it got there in one piece. Hero point training more frequent right now because of the new expansion coming. What is a hero point train? A hero point train is when you essentially join a group of people that is going through an expansion, like let's say Heart of Thorns, and then they're just visiting every hero point and doing them together. So, 1, it's really easy, and, you know, 2, in a couple of hours, you just get like every hero point in that expansion on a character. And then you've got all those points and you can, you know, spend them on whatever you want. I'm returning and I want a new class to play, but I can't decide between engineer or warrior. Input. King, have you looked at their elite specs? Like, engineer gets mechanist, scrapper, and hollowsmith, and a warrior gets spellbreaker and bladesworn and berserker. Have you looked at the elite specs to see if any of them appeal to you? Could you please share which skin you are using on your chest and pants? Chest is Rascal Coat. Pants is Ardent Glorious Leggings. The pants might be legendary, but they're not that visible. Chest is normal black shirt. Not sure if Muck is wearing pants. Yeah. Actually, I'm wearing one of my own merch shirts. It's like my work uniform. You know, gotta wear it going into work. Have you pre-ordered yet? Yeah, I was very lucky. Guild Wars 2 gave a copy of the game to a lot of the partners, so it just showed up in my mail. So yeah, I have it. Chip plushie win? We'll see. Got one getting made right now for the channel icon. Are you wearing your merch underwear? Not wearing my merch underwear. King Roker says, yeah, I have both at 80. Played game on and off since launch. I like the versatility of NG, but Paragon's giving a more support-focused spec to Warrior. It has me very interested. Well, keep in mind the different, like, Guild Wars 2 is very alt-friendly, right? Like, you could totally play Engineer right now and then swap to your Warrior for Paragon when the expansion drops. Like, I played Ranger up until End of Dragons, and then I'm like, oh, Mechanist looks awesome. And then I played Mechanist through End of Dragons, and then I went back to my Ranger after. So, there's nothing wrong with, like, swapping characters based on, you know, what you're interested in. Hello, have a nice day. What's up, Captain? What do you think about Spellbreaker with Power Staff? It works. I would say that sounds more like a PvP thing. The Warrior Staff is more of a healing weapon. But you can do some interesting stuff with it, like solo some big mobs and have a lot of self-sustain while you're wielding that. But if you're going for, like, maximum damage, you know, again, it is a support weapon, so you're not gonna, like, beat another warrior that's the same build as you that's going pure damage with a different weapon. Like, I would say that sounds like a PvP thing or an open world thing, probably. Highly recommend getting all 9 classes at 80 with stuff unlocked. Let's see, how long we got? Like a minute or two. It's almost time. Hey Mug, is there any class in the game you say is definitely not fun in your opinion? In my opinion? Weaver? Hollowsmith? But that's a personal preference thing. You know? Like, not everyone's going to agree with that. Elaine says, best power weapon for NG. Power weapon? Usually power builds for NG are going to use either sword or the two-handed hammer or the rifle. Best thing about Hollowsmith was the cool weapons gun. Rev Guardian, Mesmer Warrior, they're all Billy Bobs to Muck. Let's see. I love Weaver, definitely very subjective. Yeah, and I freely admit that. Like, that's a personal preference thing.
Lowlanders, Astral Ward, fortify the camps. Prepare yourselves. The strangers will move soon.
Doesn't the game force you to play through the story in order to get to expansion areas? No. If you play through it on your mech, you'd have to play it on your ranger to get to the same area? No. Like, when you play through an expansion area, for example, like, I played Soto, and then you get, like, the Wizard's Teleportation Tome, and then I could just teleport all my other characters to Soto without playing through the story. I played Janthair, you get the Homestead, and then I can use the Homestead to teleport all my other alts to Janthair without playing through the story. Additionally, you can also just use Teleport to Friends if you've got any, and use someone else that's in Janthier and just teleport your characters there without playing through the story. No, that's not a thing. If you got any. But again, there's teleportation tomes and stuff like that in like every expansion. So you can pretty easily get all your ults there without having to play through the stuff again, unless you just want to play through it again. Muck, is 120 gold a day a good amount? It depends. Are you playing 24 hours a day? Because then, no, that's pretty weak. But if you're just playing like an hour, that's insane. Or if you're somewhere in between, I don't know. What do you mean if you got any, not me having infinite TP to friend? Well, there you go. If I recall, we don't get any new maps with the first patch. The update that comes out 3 months into the new expansion will not have new maps. There will be new maps at launch and new maps at 6 and 9 months, I believe. I have to, let me double check, hang on. Guild to blog. Let me double check and see if I'm remembering correctly. Let me see. The first release after the expansion's launch will not include new story or map content. It will focus on updates to core systems and long-standing features. This approach gives us the space to revisit foundational elements of the game, improvements that support the long-term health of Guild Wars 2, and reflect the design philosophy outlined in the Building Smarter, Not Bigger section below. There you go. So the first quarterly release will not include new story or map content. That was from their blog post. What gold farm would you recommend for someone who is about 75 gold away from Griffin, but doesn't have Janthier or Soto? I mentioned this before. Hang on a sec. I'm gonna do a little plug here in the chat. This is a video on how I get my money each day. And I get like 10 to 20 gold worth of stuff every day with a few minutes of effort. And then it just builds up and builds up and builds up. So, couple things, like one, if you're in a guild, farm the guild hall each day. There's literally money in there sitting on the ground, you just have to pick it up. If you have a homestead, farm it each day. If you don't have a homestead, farm someone else's each day. Yes, it's very expensive to build up a homestead, but you don't have to build it up yourself. You can borrow someone else's each day. That's another thing, again, just a whole bunch of money sitting on the ground. You just got to get in there and pick it up. Yeah, Wizard's Vault is good as well. If you got any alts you're not actively playing, park them in a treasure chest each day. Log in, open chest, log out. That's more money coming in. You know, stuff like that. But I will say there's a lot of ways to make gold. The video I just linked is my preferred method, which is just a few habits that generate a lot of money each day. There's also, like, if you just want to, like, turn your brain off and farm for 8 hours while you listen to music, you know, there are places for that, like Silver Waste and Dragonfall. Depends on what you're into. Use your Tyrian defense heals on Skirter Codan. Got 21 Glacial Soto, something that was like 57 gold. Oh, nice. Mark, do you have all parking spots on Soto maps? I do. I honestly don't know if I even need them anymore. I would say the all parking spots I'm about to tell you about are more for like if you're working on legendary armor from Soto. There's a huge chest right here. I've got a guy there. In Amnitas, there's a huge chest in this crystal pool cave right here. I've got a guy there. And in Interneos, there is a huge chest. It's either here or here. And I've got a guy up there. So I've got one person in each of those zones. So I'm getting currency for all 3 of those zones every day. And then I could just use that on Obsidian Armor if I wanted, but... Mind me being so rude and ask if any gamers would be down to help with Thunderhead Peak's Oil Flows meta. Would appreciate kindly some gamers to successfully do it. Sven, you might want to clarify, like, what server you're on. Like, there's going to be people in here that are on EU, NA, maybe even some Chinese. Like, you might want to narrow that down. And no, I don't mind you asking, but yeah, you might want to be clear on where you are. Mud, can I see your graphics settings? Yeah. That and that. That's EU. We're not that polite in the States. Yeah, but the servers are not EU and states. The servers are EU and North America, which includes Canada, and they balance it out because Canada's super polite. A lot of people forget that that the Americas is like North America is not just the United States. EU server. There you go. So if anyone's interested in oil flows meta, there's one on the EU server. Hi, what would you recommend leveling up first regarding crafting professions? If someone who doesn't like crafting, it's a pain to get from 400 to 500. Cake, my recommendation for that is the website GW2... Wait, that's the blog post. Hold on a second. I grabbed the wrong tab. GW2crafts.net. They have got these things called fast guides, and you can go like, oh, I want to level Huntsman from 400 to 500. And it's like, okay, buy these exact things and put them together like this, and you're done. It has exact instructions on what to do. If you have your API key plugged in as well, it'll tell you exactly what you have and what you don't have already. So GW2crafts.net is so good for making it absolutely brainless to level your skills up to whatever you need. It's an older video, but it is still relevant. This is a guide I did that includes how to use that website if you need it. So you got 2 minutes until the boss spawns. Sorry, nose is a little runny. Do you think they will make a spear one-handed in the X-Pack for Paragon? Maybe, but maybe they'll do it like a kit, right? Like maybe they'll have like a hit F1 to go into phalanx stance, right? And it'll be like a one-hand spear and shield. But I don't know. I'm not sure. Any thoughts on breaking into Guild Wars 2 content creation? What's the meme? Just do it! I mean, there's nothing stopping you. There's nothing stopping you. You want to do it? Do it. I would say it's like breaking into any other content creation. Let's see. I would say if you're interested in getting into content creation in the general sense, I do have some videos on that, which I'm linking in the chat right now. The first one I linked has... I'm going to close the little autoplay thing. All of these are guides I've made about content creation. This one is, in my opinion, the gold mine. This video has everything I learned, every tip and trick I used over the years that I went from 3 viewers to 300. So if you're interested in getting into content creation, strongly recommend this video. And if you have any questions, I can answer them. Has Muck commented on today's ANET tweet thingy? Dude, I looked at their Twitter just like minutes ago. What else do they have? Refresh. I don't see a new tweet thingy. This was yesterday. This just says the drops are almost done. Did they post something somewhere else? Hope your day is fine. Hey, Slicks. Yeah, I'm doing good. My brain stops me. I tried streaming YouTube for like a month and stopped. It still bothers me. I mean, I would say like any activity, it's probably not going to be for everyone. But if you want to like give it an honest try, I'm happy to share what I know with you.
The strangers have woken. They've come to dance in the rain.
I meant the trio elite specs. Gotcha. Yeah, Troubadour. Yeah, we talked about that. Thank you for the tips and answers. You're literally the only streamer I subscribe to. Well, I appreciate the support. You keep me in business. Muck, are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. I think my voice is a little rough because I've been streaming so much the last 48 hours, but I'm good. And it's early morning for me, so you know, a little sleepy, but I'm good. But thank you.
Like Cub to Maw, they'll suck it dry if we don't halt their advance.
Everyone's chat worried about my... No, I'm good, guys. I'm good.
Fight me!
Oh my god, the lag. Ah.
Hello streamer.
Hello!
I have a question.
Yes.
I just purchased an EV Walklaw and I cannot find the correct charging port. I've tried to already and it got mad and clawed me. Is there a hidden button I need to press or should I return it to the dealership?
An EV Warclaw? I think it just depends on the city you're in. Radasum has got charging ports everywhere. Other cities like, you know, Black Citadel are a little bit behind on that. So, you might just have to take a waygate over to, Rada to get that plugged in. Yeah, Cantha has that. Yeah, Cantha has that for sure. Very advanced. Yeah, when their friggin' power's not out. Yeah, Chargers have diesel generators for their EV plugs. Terrible. Hey, we Rose here. You know what? Hang on. Swapping to Druid. The fact that I see regen ticks on people here. Wait, what?
Your journey kit now. Shatter the armor from their flesh. A spear.
It bugged out. It didn't change my pet. Did it change builds? Yeah, it changed builds. That's really weird. Look, it even says I have the Jungle Stalker out, but I had the Hawk out. Yeah, Hawk is still out. Pet's bugged. I guess because I was, like, just out of combat, and then that happened.
You're kidding, right?
Pet was still in combat. I was mounted. The pet was despawned. It's just a weird little glitch. I probably just did everything too rapidly and the game didn't keep up. It's not a big deal. It's just, basically affects my ability to give the people around me might stacks. But right now it's more important that I just try to keep them alive, because people here are just dropping a lot. Yeah, so what I was saying a minute ago is regeneration is a boon that is affected by healing power. So if a healer puts regen on a group, and then you, a non-healer, put regen on a group, theirs will tick, and yours you won't see the ticks, because the stronger one takes precedence. I was playing DPS Untamed, and I saw regen ticking on people around me. And what that means is, there was no healers nearby. So I was like, okay, crack knuckles. Alright, I'm needed. And then I was like, alright, I'm gonna back up, I'm gonna change to a heal build. Because, there's none here. Can I claim the drops after the event ends? Yes, I've heard some funny stories from a few folks recently that were claiming drops, and they were like, oh, I still got drops in here from last time. So yes, you can. Alright, Pet's rosing that one. Nice bit rate. Oh, thank you. Yeah. I'm connected to EU servers right now, and I live in NA, so getting a very, very small amount of lag right now, but it's still playable. We're gonna AoE res here. Just gonna get all those people up. I wish I had that many FPS during those bet metas. Number one thing is turn this down. Custom character model limit basically is how many people are you rendering nearby. So right now you notice I see a lot of health bars, but I don't see the bodies. And that saves a lot of frames, not, you know, rendering all of their shiny armor and stuff like that if it gets to be too many people. Like, if you're doing content with 50 or 70 people near you, not rendering all their fashion is helpful.
Weak they are. Mount your journeykin and topple them. Reveal the core.
That and reflections to terrain and sky. Yes. Search and rescue. Pets resing that guy. Allies aid. Get him up. This is really fun for me. I love this. Whack-a-mole with the health bars.
What have you done?
Search and rescue. Okay, there. Get res in a sec. Hey, we res those two, manually get this one. Why is there maintenance for getting gems? Frenchy, I would imagine it's just that they are getting so many, they got so much stuff to do. Like, they just announced a new expansion. Their servers are probably getting hammered with people, like, pre-ordering and stuff like that. And there's probably a queue for anything you do right now. So I would just say be patient for a little bit and it should show up. Slash squad. GG! Yeah, so look at that. It says I have Jungle Stalker, but I've got the bird. And now it says I've got Electric Wyvern, but I have the Rock Gazelle. There. That fixed it. Just had to swap and swap back. Morning, Mugga Chat. Hey, Bluebell.
Still, finally. Celebrate we shall, but those celebrations must remain modest.
Let's see.
The strangers will
What site do you
return
trust
to
the
the
most for
next
builds,
door.
Muck? Trust the most? There's multiple ones I trust.
This was
I trust Guild Gem. I trust Snowcrows. I trust hardstuck.gg. Meta Battle, I take with a grain of salt, but it's mostly good. I treat Meta Battle the way I treat Amazon. If I'm going to order something, I look at the comments first. You know what I mean? So meta battle, you know, sometimes people can upload just some really silly things. So I always look at the comments to see what, you know, if other people are like, yo, I tried this, it's terrible. So I'll look at meta battle as well, but I read the comments first. Morning, everyone. Hi, Jersey. Isn't Hardstuck out of date? The builds showed last updated October 2024. I haven't gone there in the last couple months because it's just I haven't needed to. But I'm gonna take a look. There is a lot that say October 2024 here. What about for the other classes? I will say some builds haven't changed as that. Like for example, Druid. I play Druid a lot. Druid hasn't changed since October 2024. It still is the same. But you are right. A lot of them say they haven't been updated since then. I don't know. But I would say that there are a lot of builds that haven't changed how they play in years. So this doesn't mean that all of this is out of date, but this might mean that a few are out of date. That is a fair feedback. Maybe check Heal Mirage. Yeah, it's not in there. Yeah, so for the newbies, Heal Mirage really kind of took off just in a recent patch because of some changes they made. And so the websites that are a little out of date wouldn't have that. But yeah, so depending, like for example, Guild Gen is really solid information, and I find it very easy to digest and understand. Snowcrows is very solid information from a whole team of nerds. Unfortunately, they're not the best at writing out how to play it, so sometimes you have to spend a while deciphering what they're telling you to do. But it is very solid information. And Hardstock, similar, but apparently somewhat out of date. I did not know that until now. And then Meta Battle is like a website where just about anyone can upload builds, and other people can like upvote it or downvote it, that kind of thing. So if you find one that's got a lot of upvotes, it's probably pretty good. Let's see. Got all the treasure chests from the Titan thing. Using my new fairy logging thingy that we just got. Ranger Soul Beast is one of those that hasn't changed much in years. True. Ranger Soul Beast is basically Axe 5 hits really, really hard. Sublime! So get all your DPS cooldowns online at the same time and hit Axe 5. And then just watch the numbers fly. If possible, do it during a broken break bar. Let's see, any advice for Deadeye? Ooh, I haven't played Deadeye in a long time. That's one of those that I'm like, you know, I don't main that, so let me direct you to the experts. I would look at Deadeye guides on either Guild Gen or on Hardstuck, Guild Gen or Snowcrows, and I would see what the people that are more knowledgeable on Deadeye than me have to say. I do know that there is a quickness providing version of Deadeye that I briefly played. It was very easy to pick up. I played it for a few days and just made a little video about it a while back. So I remember it was not difficult, but, you know, so there's that, and then there's also a pure DPS version of Deadeye. How do you like Engie? Love Engie. My top 3 classes played are Ranger and Engineer and Necromancer. I'm not a big Hollowsmith fan, but love Scrapper and Mechanist. And that's just personal preference. There's nothing wrong with Hollowsmith, that's just not for me. Do you play World v World? I have in the past. I haven't been into it recently. I've got... What's my World v World level? I'm level 416 in there. So, lower than many, higher than many. No love for Hollow. No love for Hollow. No utility, pure DPS, and if they play it poorly enough, they set themselves on fire. It's the only elite spec in the game out of 27 elite specs that if you play it badly enough, you kill yourself. Not a fan of it. But there are some people that are really flipping good at it. Smile. Hi, Emily. Thank you for the Prime. Appreciate you. Which server is this? I'm on EU. You could smell the healthcare in the air. Oh, wait. That's just tea. There's tea everywhere here. Thief does that regardless, sir. The joke would have made more sense with LA, but I get what you're going for. I don't even specifically need all this for something. I'm just having fun watching the new gathering tools. Oh yeah, I've got that new jellyfish thing equipped, I forgot. Weird looking thing. What is that skimmer skin? This is the one for pre-ordering the new expansion. It's like a jellyfish thing. Also, it has an ooh-woo face. Just because. Peak content? Yes. What a weird looking jellyfish. I said jellyfish thing. Yeah. What are the chances we get more underwater maps? I hope we get more underwater maps. I am totally here for it. So weird they're releasing 9 new elite rev specs. It's crazy. Well, 6. They've confirmed Mesmer, Ellie, and Thief. Troubadour Mesmer, Evoker Elementalist, and Antiquarian Thief. It belongs in a museum. Deluxe edition only? Yeah, the jellyfish thing is at the deluxe edition and the ultimate edition. Basically, Ranger's gonna be Beastmaster. We don't know. We have 2 images of Ranger that we have been doing guesswork on. Hold on a sec. I've got a bunch of stuff open here. Alright, so this is the first image. You got the Ranger, and when it's getting swarmed by seagulls, and she's firing a Gallic gun. So I assume she's about to throw a french fry at somebody, and they're going to get attacked by all those birds. There's little particle effects of these feather things in the air. The second picture we have is from the Steam page here. And she's holding a bow made out of energy. And there's these little feather things are still here. So I assume that this is actually her summoning this bow. Now, I don't know what the hell this is supposed to do. And I'm honestly not that excited because we already have a longbow and a short bow. And now we're going to have a bow. So, this is too much bow per bow. So, we're getting a third bow. I have no idea what this is going to do that the last 2 couldn't do. But, I mean, I'm curious, but I'm not really hype about it at the moment. So, yeah. Dragon Yakuza. Yep. Yeah, we're gonna summon the Pigeon Swarm. So I don't know what this thing can do. Some people have been like, maybe the birds are part of the animation. Maybe she's like a falconer. Maybe. Could be interesting. But don't really know what to expect right now. Question. I'm coming back to Guild Wars 2 after not playing since POF. Is there a good site for class builds? There's quite a few. There is... Alright. Guildgen.com has a bunch of them. And you can go here and, you know, browse other builds. Guild Wars 2 builds, you know, PvE, you know, whatever. There's also snowcrows.com. This is basically the top math nerds in the game. They're like, oh, if you hit these specific buttons in these specific order, it is the most damage mathematically possible. So if you're looking for like just the top damage in the game when you're beating on a dummy, these guys can tell you how to do it. Let's see. What is it? Is it hard? It's .gg. Hardstuck.gg is another one that has a lot of guides as well. So like I could go here, I could go to Ranger, and then there's like a bunch here as well. So there's those are the top 3 websites that I personally use. There are others, but those are the top ones that I personally use. Now, I myself have made quite a few guides that are on my YouTube channel. But you know, I'm just one guy. There's a lot of creators out there that have made, you know, a lot of guides for other classes that I don't even play that much. So I have to plug them. The LI builds. So LI builds, I've made like a dozen or so of those, which I can link right there in the chat. And the LI builds, for those who don't know, that's short for low intensity builds. And that can either be builds that have a very few amount of keys or a very few amount of key presses. So good for people that are either still learning or have certain disabilities. Like, you know, if you've got like shaky hands or something. How much longer are you streaming today? I am going to be here for another 2 to 3 hours, and then I will raid someone else. So if you're here getting drops, I'll still move you to another channel that's doing drops. Is being a bad gamer a disability? I said still learning. If you're a bad gamer, I recommend Pistol Pistol Unload Thief. It is 0 APM, 30k DPS. Can I ask if somebody has problems with the Ultimate Edition 2? I bought it 2 days ago, got nothing in game. I got it on day 1, and I received everything in the mail. You might just, I mean, if it's been 2 days, you haven't got anything, maybe open a ticket. Their help desk support is really, really nice. Just let them know what's going on, and they should be able to figure out what's happening. But it might just be that they're getting bogged down from so many people ordering at the same time. Curious, what makes you main the Ranger compared to other classes at the pet? It's partially... I love the whole, like, nature healing thing. Like, you know, in any fantasy game, there will be some guy that's doing occult magic. There's someone that's doing, like, you know, shooting fireballs. Maybe there's someone with ice magic. There's someone with, like, a nature theme. I often like the nature thing, like using, you know, Mother Nature to heal wounds and stuff like that. But... the pet, in this game, you can be a pet class and a tank and a healer all at the same time. And that's bonkers. I can't do that in other games. I could be a healer in World of Warcraft. I can't tank and heal at the same time. I could be the tank in World of Warcraft, but I can't heal the rest of the group while I'm doing it. And I can't be a pet class at the same time either. This game, you know, those are all different roles I enjoy playing. Really, the only role I get bored playing is pure DPS. That I fall asleep doing. But I could do all those other roles at the same time in this game. Another one that I've enjoyed was Heal Mech, which again, pet class and also a support class at the same time. Scourge was a lot of fun too, just but less so now because they took away a lot of its identity. What's the best spec for Guardian for open world? I don't know what the best one is. I would say if I were to main Guardian, I would probably go Firebrand because I like having quickness. And Firebrand, I could have quickness in the open world at the same time. Last year I finished my Nevermore staff. I worked on it for a year on and off. By the time I finished it, the build, I finished it, no build was using staff. Will Ranger get new pets the expansion? Probably. Hey, chat, hold on a sec. My wife just peeked into the room. Give me just a minute. Hey guys, I hate to do this. Of course, it is a good day to be here. However, I just got a call from someone. I need to take a family member to the doctor office. It is not like a life-threatening emergency, but they need to go like right now. So I need to step out and I need to give them a ride and get them taken care of. I am going to find someone to raid so that you guys can get your drops. Let me see who is live right now. I'll raid Shellowfrag. He's good people. If he asks me any questions, please just let him know I had to do like a little, I had to take off really fast. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for being with me this morning. If all goes well, I'll be back later tonight. If you fancy it, if you're just trying to get drops, you've got until the end of day today. All right. Thank you guys. I'll see you again soon.